Welcome, everyone. Welcome. We're going to give it a couple of seconds for folks to start getting in the chat or getting in the webinar. All right. Well, hello and welcome to our Falcon Live chat titled International Student Community Meeting. My name is Kenny Allard. I use he, him pronouns. I am the Assistant Director for Orientation and Student Onboarding here at Bentley. Today, we'll be sharing information important to being an international student here at Bentley. Today, we are joined by the Center for International Students and Scholars, who will do intros in just a few seconds. But throughout this presentation today, you are welcome to submit questions using the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen. The presenters will cover approximately 15 to 20 minutes of content, and then we'll open it up to your questions. We are recording this session, so you'll be able to access this presentation at a later date. But please know, if you are watching this as a recording, you are always welcome to email us directly with any questions. But you are also able to use our new Falcon question form located on the new Falcon Experience webpage. So please utilize that function. And then lastly, please note that if we are unable to answer any questions today, reach out to us via email or that question box, and we will get those answers to you as quickly as we can. But for now, I'm going to pass it off to the Center for International Students and Scholars, and take it away.
Great. Thank you so much, Kenny. Good morning, everyone. My name is Sam Bohr. My pronouns are he, him, his, and I am a senior international student scholar advisor in the Center for International Students and Scholars, or the CISS. I'm going to let my colleague Karen introduce herself, and then I'll introduce our team, and then we will get into explaining what the CISS does and how we can support you.
Good morning, everyone. It's great to see you and have you at our presentation today. My name is Karen Zufanti-Pavone, and I'm also a Senior International Student and Scholar Advisor at the CISS. I've been at Bentley for about 6 months, so I'm excited this is my first community meeting. And I will let Sam do the first part of our presentation, and then I'll take over midway.
Great, thanks, Karen. All right, so this is our team, the Center for International Students and Scholars. We're located in the Student Center, Suite 310, so we'll explain where that is later on in the presentation. But as you see here, this is our team. We have our director, Anna Garson, Karen, one of our senior advisors, myself, and then Teresa Lamoureux, or you can call her Terry, and she's the senior coordinator. So today on our agenda, we're going to give an overview of the CISS. We're going to explain what our office does, how it can help you. Then we will explain visa acquisition and immigration regulations. So these are important. This is important information and things to know for your F1 visa status so that you can remain in compliance as an international student studying at Bentley and in the US. And then at the end, we'll have some time for question and answer. All right, so the Center for International Students and Scholars, we are an office on campus, and our primary goal is to offer resources and offer support for international students. We also aim to promote interactions and engagement between domestic and international students and make it possible for all Bentley students to broaden their global perspective and worldview. So some of the main things that we help with and that we provide support in is visa application guidance, immigration advising. So while you're a student, there's a lot of different guidance and policies that you have to follow as a student. And so we provide information and help you understand that information so you can follow those guidance and policies. We also provide guidance on traveling outside the US advising on employment authorization, whether it's working on campus or off campus, cultural or social adjustment support. So we help you get acclimated to the Bentley culture and climate. Resource referral, so referring you to different offices on campus, helping you connect with different staff or faculty depending on the support you need, and then programming, so events and different activities on campus that promote cultural engagement and like broadening global perspectives, as we spoke about. So the international student population at Bentley, this is a quick snapshot at who is at Bentley in terms of our international student community. So you can see the numbers on the screen. We have about 773 international undergrad students, a little over 167 international grad students, 250 alumni. So these are students that are still in F1 status, but working on work authorization after they've graduated. And then we have about 20 postdoctoral fellows and researchers. So around 1,000 international students total in terms of graduate, undergrad, and OPT. We have over 75 countries represented, and our international student community is about 14% of the undergrad population and then 23% of the grad population. All right, so in terms of programming, these are the three main things that we focus on and that we hold throughout the year. So throughout the year, we'll have immigration workshops. So these presentations will focus on employment authorization, and we also have immigration attorney visits for more advanced immigration guidance. So we always announce these workshops ahead of time. They're accessible either in person or through Zoom. So you will receive like an invite through campus groups or through your email. Each year we also host Culture Fest in conjunction with other campus partners. So this happens during International Education Week, which is hosted by the Department of State, and this happens on different campuses in the US. But this at Bentley is a week-long celebration that celebrates the diversity of Bentley, and it includes like activities, food, music, and presentations all around campus focused on the different cultures that are present at Bentley. We also have one of our signature programs called Worldview. So Worldview is an international student speaker series, and international students can apply to be ambassadors for their home country or home culture. And you have the opportunity to visit classrooms, visit offices, visit different student organizations around campus. And yeah, just share your perspectives, share your worldview, share stories from like your culture and from traditions through dialogue and classroom panels. So now I will pass it off to Karen.
Thank you, Sam. So we're going to give you a very broad overview of some of the immigration regulations that you'll need to be aware of. Remember, this is a broad view. Please also be sure to ask any questions you have in the question or chat boxes. We'll start off with the first thing that you're going to be concerned about, of course, is obtaining your F1 visa for those of you that haven't done that yet. Just remember that citizens of Canada and Bermuda do not require a visa. You will require F1 status to study in the US, but you do not require a visa in your passport. The first step in getting the I-20 form, which is going to help you get your visa, is to submit your documents and financial information to the Bentley Admissions Office. They're the first ones that are going to see all of your information. They're going to review it, and if it's all correct, the financial information is verified, then they're going to send the information over to us. We will then prepare what's called the I-20 form for you. The I-20 form says basically what your immigration status is and how long your degree program is, how long you're eligible to remain in the United States to complete that degree program. Once you get your I-20, you can then start paying the fees. The first fee is the Form I-901 or the SEVIS fee. You can pay that online, and we will send you instructions with the I-20 on how to do that. Once you pay that fee, you want to make sure you keep your receipt for paying the SEVIS fee. You'll only have to pay that SEVIS fee once. There will be then the visa application. So you should gather the supporting documents. You will need to complete the Form DS-160, which is the form to get the visa, your Form I-20, which you should print out when you get it, review and sign the bottom. All the financial documents that you use to prove that you have enough financial support to come to the US and study, and your SEVIS fee receipt. And once you have all that ready, you're going to schedule your visa appointment if it's required. And as I said, it's required for everyone except for Canadians and citizens of Bermuda. Once you have a successful interview at the American Embassy, you're going to get your F1 visa. And once you have your F1 visa, you are then eligible to enter the country up to 30 days before the start date on your Form I-20. Just 30 days, remember that. The other thing to keep in mind is that we have a brand new international student orientation plan planned for you. It's going to be from August 27th to August 29th. This is something that is mandatory for students, so make sure that you do attend. You'll be moving in on Tuesday, and you have a welcome reception that night. And Wednesday, we're going to have information sessions and a mandatory immigration sessions, information about how to get set up and cultural adjustment. And then Thursday, we'll be able to take care of business like getting your immunizations and health records up to date, and the vendor fair about banking and cell phones and all of that. So it's a really, really useful program to attend. So hopefully we'll see you all there. Again, this is a very brief overview of some of the things you will need to keep in mind as an international student, because when you're in the United States studying, you do need to follow the F1 rules and regulations in order to maintain your status. So one of the things is that the regulations require in-person study. So you must be taking your classes in person, not remotely. You're eligible to take up to only one online class per semester, as long as you have reached, are still enrolled full-time. And being enrolled full-time is a minimum of 12 credits or 4 classes. You must be enrolled for 12 credits. If you are enrolled for 12 and you decide to drop a course, you need to speak with us immediately before you drop the course so we can help you decide what you want to do as far as your immigration status goes. These academic decisions do affect your immigration status, so it's really important to consult with us before you take any action so that we can guide you through that. We did mention something about employment, and I want to just clarify that you are eligible to be employed, but F1 status is for students to come to the United States to study. That's the main purpose of the F1 visa. The employment opportunities are just are minimal, and they're a benefit that you can use or apply for in certain circumstances. So on-campus employment, you're allowed to do. There's no authorization required for that, but off-campus employment, you need prior authorization from either the CISS or the USCIS. And generally, you're only eligible to do off-campus employment after you've been enrolled at Bentley for 1 academic year. The 2 types of employment authorization that you could do off-campus are curricular practical training, or CPT, or optional practical training, OPT. Again, these are 2 things that you'd have to apply for, and it's only for jobs that are related to your major. You cannot just take any job. The idea is that you're getting practical experience in your degree. So we will have lots of different information sessions about employment authorization. There's a lot of information on our website, which I'm going to advise you to go to and read through if you're interested in working off campus. But right now, I just want to give you that overview. There is also a mandatory F1 immigration registration process. So once you arrive, and only once you arrive, you will be asked to register with CISS. And that will be so that we can then report that you are actually in the US studying at Bentley. It's mandatory that you do that, because if you don't, then you could find yourself out of status. And we want to make sure that we're following the rules and complying with the regulations. Also, just remember that if there's any changes of your address or personal information, you do need to let us know. It's really important. We have to report every semester on our students, and you have to provide us with that information. So just an overview here. You've probably seen these acronyms: SEVP, which stands for the Student and Exchange Visitor Program. SEVIS, you've heard about if you've paid your fee already. That's for the Student and Exchange Visitor Information System. And DSOs, that's what Sam and I are. We're DSOs, designated school officials, and we're advisors who have access to your SEVIS and record, and we can help you with any immigration changes or rules that you don't understand. There's many ways that you can contact us. We try to be as accessible as possible. I really recommend that you check out our website. There's lots of really good information on the website. We do have a general email address, which we ask that you use whenever you have a question. Send it to that email address, and then we'll have one of the advisors respond to you immediately as soon as possible. We have a phone number, and we have also summer advising hours. Our Tuesday, they're all virtual in the summer. They'll be in person, some in-person hours in the fall, but right now they're all virtual. Tuesdays from 9 to 11 and Thursdays from 1 to 3. And there's no appointment necessary. You can just pop into the Zoom meeting, and there'll be an advisor there to answer any questions that you have. And the actual office is open to 8 to 5:30. And that's it for me. So hopefully you have some questions for us. So I see two questions that might be regarding housing and move-in. So I don't know if Kenny, you can answer those.
Yes. So when will the answers on the housing application arrive? So if you mean when are you going to get your housing assignment, that usually comes out late July, early August. So you'll be hearing from more about that. And then move-in date is not the 29th. We read that on the website. Yes. So international students have an earlier move-in date, that Tuesday, the 27th. And then other folks will move in on the first day of orientation, which is the 29th.
I can answer the one. I don't know about the dorms being closed during major holidays, but Kenny, do you have the answer to that?
I believe that they are not entirely closed. I think you have to submit like a request to stay there for like the winter holiday. But I don't think they're gonna like kick students out during those times. Especially like during Thanksgiving. I don't think they do a full close of the halls. So students should be able to stay on campus. But if not, if you could always ask the housing center via that question form on the New Falcon Experience webpage.
Great. And just to cover the Social Security number question, Social Security numbers are for individuals that are employed in the US. You do not need them to open a bank account or get a driver's license. So the basic idea is that if you are working on campus or if you get authorized to work off campus, you will then apply for a Social Security number. And then I'll let Sam take that next one. If you want, I can go back to the visa requirement slide. Let's see. And then you want to.
Yep. So yeah, this is the visa requirement slide. So in order to receive, so you received your, you should have already received your Form I-20 from Bentley Undergraduate Admissions. And then with your welcome packet that you received in your portal, there's like instructions on how to apply for a visa appointment. So you'll need to, if you haven't already, pay the Form I-901 SEVIS fee. So that's what gets your record like registered in SEVIS, which is the Student Exchange Visitor Immigration System. I think I botched the acronym, but it's the system that It's early in the morning, but it's a system that stores all of the immigration records for international F1 international students sitting in the US. So you'll need to pay that I-901 fee. And then in terms of the visa application, that's the DS-160. So if you log on to the embassy website for your home country, you can see how much the fee is.
And then I would just add, some countries have a reciprocity fee.
Mhm.
That's based on whether the agreements between our countries. So that would be an additional third fee, and it varies from country to country if there is one.
Yep.
I do not know what an I-90 form is. Do you, Sam?
No, are you referring to the form I-901 SEVIS fee that we just talked about? Okay. Yeah. Yep, go ahead, Karen.
The orientation day, so parents, orientation for parents are the same dates as they are for students, but there are only certain events and sessions that are open to parents, and that will be indicated on the orientation schedules.
Mhm.
I don't know about receiving an answer. Do you mean from the admissions office? And then for the tuition fees, I don't know the answer to that.
I found I'm gonna put in the chat this link which has all the dates for when to pay tuition and fees and services.
Great.
So hopefully that's helpful.
Yeah. So what time do you need to arrive on campus? So all day on Tuesday, the 27th is move-in day. So you can arrive at any time, I think, right? Starting from, I don't know, I think it's starting from 8, but I'm not sure. You might check that on the website. But that move-in day is, you can come at any time, and then there'll be a reception. You'll only have that one day to move in, but of course you can move stuff in afterwards. But for the international student orientation, you'll be busy the next day going to sessions. Okay, good. If you have not received anything about any information about your I-20, you might check with the undergrad admissions office to see if they're missing any documents or if there's a problem with your application. You want to take that one, Sam?
Sure. The on-campus question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the question is, if a student wants to apply to work on campus, in what semester can they start doing so? So you don't need to apply for work authorization for on-campus employment. It's a benefit of your F1 status. So you can start working immediately once you arrive at Bentley. So if you go to the student employment website, which I can put in the chat, there's information about student employment on campus. The number during the academic year, you can only work 20 hours per week while classes are in session. And on the student employment website, there are there's instructions on going to Workday, which is another website where you can see available jobs.
These are more housing questions that I'm not sure I have the answer to. I think we have the answer to these.
I'm gonna drop a link in the chat on housing FAQs. So frequently asked questions.
Mm-hmm. And for the parents, I think that, they're welcome to stay, as long as they want, of course, but you will be busy attending orientation sessions. So you should look at the schedule and determine at what point, it's not going to make sense for them to be around. The SEVIS fee, Sam, can you put a link for that too? Where do you pay the SEVIS fee in the chat?
Yep, sure. Yeah, I can grab it right now and then. put it in.
And you'll get that information. You should have gotten that information when you received your I-20. There's information about that. And there's also information about how to do that on our website. But Sam will give you the link to the website where you pay the fee. You'll pay it online.
And there's also instructions on our Bentley on the CISS website, which we will put in the chat. And if you go to incoming students, there's information about like arrival and applying for your visa. So we'll also include that in the chat. And
Thank you.
and there's also a link to the I-901 SEVIS fee in our website.
We're not seeing the links you are sending. Are you in the chat? Is the chat opened, Kenny? Or does it just have to be in the question box?
The chat should be open.
There's two different things, the chat and the question and answer box. Kenny, do you have the link for the orientation?
That will be posted on our campus groups app. So the campus groups is currently live, but the orientation schedule is not up yet. But in July, it should be uploaded, so you will be able to see the orientation schedule ahead of time.
When would the schedule for the, for the international student orientation? I am not sure. Sam, do you know when that's going to be finalized?
I believe also at the end of July. Or in July, as like similar to when as Kenny said, when the schedules for the other orientation for the campus-wide orientation will be released. That should be around the same time.
But just bear in mind that, you know, basically from this slide, you can see you'll be moving in all day Wednesday, Tuesday. You'll have a welcome reception that night. And then Wednesday, you'll be busy absolutely the whole day. You'll be busy with sessions the whole day. And then Thursday, you're going to have the option to go to the immunization clinic and the vendor fair. So that gives you a pretty good broad idea of what the schedule will be like. We don't need to know about receiving your visa unless there's a problem.
Mm-hmm. And on our website, under the incoming students section, there is a information about visa denials or delays. So if you look at that information, you can like have some guidance on what to do if that happens to you.
Yes, that is true. You do. We have someone telling us about the visa fee, the SEVIS fee. You do have to pay the SEVIS fee and get the SEVIS fee receipt before you go to the embassy for your visa. Yeah.
Do we need any parking stickers on orientation day? No, you do not.
And I think if there's any change in your move-in date, you should let the housing office know what that change is so that they're prepared for you.
All right, we'll give it, okay, another one.
I think we had a slide, but maybe not. Basically, what you'll need is your passport, a valid passport, your I-20. Oh, the question is, what documents do we need when we come to the United States? You'll need your valid passport. You will need the I-20. You should bring proof of financial support. Make sure you have the visa in your passport. And your energy and enthusiasm.
Okay, we can give it a couple of like a minute maybe. See if there are any other questions. All right. Well, thank you so much, Karen and Sam. We really appreciate you taking. Oh, we do have a question. Oh, we have more. If we buy a laptop from Bentley Computing Center, can it be sent to a central address? I don't know the answer to that one.
I would check in with IT because they're the ones that handles those purchases, and I think they'll have information about when and where it will be delivered. But it should either be you should be either able to pick it up at in IT, which is like in the library, or it should be sent to the mailroom, which is in Collins Hall.
So Kevin asks if I arrive in the US on the morning of the 27th, will I have enough time with my parents to buy and transport to the dorm at least a minimum of items for my room? So one of the things we do have scheduled for the Wednesday is a trip to Target, which is a big shopping department store that will take you to for you to be able to buy items that you need for your room. The trip to Target is really just for the students. Parents can come along if they want in their own vehicles, but it's really the bus will be for the students. And that will give you an opportunity to buy some things. And you don't really need to buy everything on the very first day. Remember, there are always opportunities to go after. So you don't need to stress out too much about that. I'm not sure if we're able to share the slides, but I think since it's being recorded.
Yeah. This presentation, this webinar will be loaded on our YouTube channel. So if you just type in Bentley University orientation, give it a couple of days, and these will be on the website or on the YouTube channel, so you can go back and refer to this at any time.
I would also, again, remind you that our website is really comprehensive. And if you go to the CISS website, you're going to see all of the information we presented here and more, and in more detail. So use that as a resource.
Do we have to sleep in our dorm if we have a booked hotel room with our parents for the first couple of days? No, not necessarily, but it is recommended that you do, so you become acclimated to campus in like your dorm room, but not required.
Orientation is the 27th. What is the earliest date a student can enter the US with a student visa? So we mentioned before that you can enter up to 30 days before your program start date listed on your I-20.
All right. Well, if there are any other questions, feel free to reach out to orientation@bentley.edu or the CISS. They put their email and their contact on the screen earlier. But thank you again, Karen and Sam, for joining us today for our live chat. We really appreciate it and attending on Zoom for this webinar, and we cannot wait to see you all in the fall. So thank you all so much and enjoy the rest of your week.